notice that we that do quite as many of them. But it's sister-in-law, Gerald Mills, these are prayers. Is the wound healing better? It is good. Well, I figured I could. Is this thing on? Yes, yeah. I figured I could get through this part before I introduce our speaker. But does anybody else know of someone that we should have in our prayers? The who? The Kennedy family, yes. The Bath family. Angela's deceased. Robert Bazell, Joyce. Ann? While he was preaching? Wow. The Joyce?
Bobby Estes, a friend of ours, is there in a lot of plays with us. They were out west on a trip, and he was having trouble and had to go to the hospital. And had to fly to another hospital because he had to have a triple bypass.
Wow. Bobby Estes. I mentioned him. You know, get with the program, Gil. Micah Harris, is she home?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Who? Gail Vaughn. Anyone else? Remember all these people in prayers. Our speaker today, and I got mixed up. I thought he was coming next Sunday, but he's here. So we will change it in the bulletin, and you get to hear what he does. We do not, at present time, support this program that he's going to tell us about, but it would sound very interesting to Gary and Teddy and I. They're talking about the sex trafficking that comes into the United States of young women and young boys, but mostly women, young girls. He and his dad have been working with this program at least 6 or 7 years. The sponsoring congregation is in Middle Tennessee, Red Boiling Springs. And anyway, he's here today to tell us about this program, and we will talk about giving next Sunday morning in the class that I normally teach. Ron?
Excuse me here while I get going. We're very happy to be with you this morning and tell you about our work in Southeast Asia. So we all know that the goal is heaven. Regardless of where we start out in life, the goal is heaven. Unfortunately, we don't all start out life the same. Sometimes, in fact, all the time, rather. We don't get to pick our parents. We don't get to pick the country that we're born into. We don't get to choose whether the family we're born into is affluent or poverty-stricken, and these things can greatly affect our lives. So imagine a place, excuse me just one moment. So imagine a place where your birthplace determines your opportunities, your hopes, your dreams, your access to education. All these things will affect your future life. There are places where people are struggling to survive on a daily basis because of poverty, human trafficking, natural disasters, corrupt governments. All kinds of things make it very, very difficult for people in some parts of the world. And we'll tell you in a moment how we're trying to assist these people in Southeast Asia. So we all know the Great Commission found in Matthew 25, and that is of going out into the world, teaching and baptizing those people that need to be saved. And this is a collective responsibility. It's a responsibility for all us as believers. So I'm telling you this morning about two different mission efforts, Save Asian Souls, and Philippine Mission Casa Esperanza of Angels. Both these mission efforts are 501c3 organizations here in the U.S. So my father is the founder of Save Asian Souls. I'll tell you more about him in just a moment. My wife and I started Philippine Mission. My wife is with us here today, and we'll tell you about these two works. Both these mission efforts are under the oversight of the Red Bowling Springs Church of Christ in Red Bowling Springs, Tennessee. So my father is 89 years old this year. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's a couple of years ago. He is moving rather slow now, but he is still working a little bit. But the bulk and majority of the day-to-day work has been turned over to Jackie. Jackie is a graduate of the Memphis School of Preaching. He's been working with us for many, many years, and now he handles most of the bulk of the day-to-day actions and work for Save Asian Souls. My father asked me in a couple of years as I traveled to report on our work, to also report on his work since he's not able to travel anymore, and to be a backup leadership in the future as his health will inevitably continue to fail. So just know that we have people in place to keep these works going. So Save Asian Souls, the goal of Save Asian Souls is to find girls between the ages of 8 and 20 that are at risk of human trafficking. So how and what will we do? We will provide a safe place for them to live. We call this a safe house. We will, of course, give them biblical teaching as well as secular teaching. In some instances, we help them set up or establish a business, and then we follow up to make sure that they remain faithful. Save Asian Souls operates in 4 different countries. Is the slide? Okay, it is up. 4 different countries: Nepal, Laos, Thailand, and the Philippines. So what are the issues that these girls are facing? One of the greatest issues is that of human trafficking. I know you all have heard of it. It's in the news. It's a global issue. So this is one of the greatest risks for these girls. I'll tell you about another risk and how they are also intertwined. So the severity of the issue, depending on where you get your numbers, you may find different numbers because criminals do not report on their work. So these are all estimations from different organizations that make these estimations, but it's estimated 50 million people are trafficked every single year. Child sex trafficking has been reported in all 50 U.S. states. It is the second most profitable illegal business right here in the U.S. The average age of a human trafficking victim is only 14 years old. It is estimated there are 27 million girls trapped across the globe, trapped in modern-day slavery today. As I mentioned, it is a global issue. Everyone in the world is vulnerable at some point. It's all over the world. People are trafficked all over the place. I believe the U.S. is the largest destination for victims of the sex trafficking industry. It's a very lucrative business because the human body is a great commodity. It can be bought and sold multiple times. It can be exploited over and over and over again. That's why Hope for Justice estimates this to be a $245 billion illegal business. Oftentimes, narcotics trafficking and human trafficking are intertwined. In a global 2024 report, it was estimated that 38% of the people trafficked are children, and over 60% of the girls that are trafficked are for sexual exploitation. So the second issue that these girls face, and I'll tell you how this is important for human trafficking, is that of poverty. So you may not think of Thailand as a poverty-stricken nation, but it is, poverty is on the rise. Women are much more vulnerable to being trapped in poverty than men. And the demographic that is affected the worst is that of children. Let me try and see if I can get this. Okay, anyway. So for Laos, it is estimated 90% live on less than $1.25 a day. I don't know about you, even with the dollar store, I can't live on $1.25 a day. 44% of children under the age are stunted. Malnutrition is also rampant. 60% of the children are malnourished or anemic. Education is also scarce. It's estimated that over 4,000 villages lack access to education. For Nepal, it's estimated 5 million people are malnourished. Nepal also suffers from a lot of natural disasters, especially earthquakes. The Nepalese government is corrupt, so that is surely not helping people climb out of poverty. Lack of advanced farming methods also keep these people trapped in poverty. For the Philippines, it's estimated over 17 million people live below the poverty line. The Philippines suffers from more natural disasters than any country in the world. We have active volcanoes, we have earthquakes, we have typhoons every single year that come through. We have flooding, fires, just about everything you can think of happens in the Philippines on a regular basis. For every 1,000 babies born in the Philippines, estimated 28 of them will die before the age of 5, and over 64% of the households in the Philippines struggle for food on a daily basis, not sure exactly where their next meal will come from. So how is all this tied in with human trafficking? Because these recruiters that seek out people prey on these people that are trapped in poverty. Why? Because desperate people do desperate things. These people want out of poverty. They're looking for any and every opportunity they can to get out of poverty. So these recruiters prey on them. They come to their villages. They tell them, we have a great job for you in Hong Kong or Singapore or Japan. You're going to make lots of money. You'll never have to worry about being poor again the rest of your life. Once they get them to their destination country, they take their passports. They are now a slave for whatever they want them to do. They cannot even get back home. We've been getting a lot of news articles out of the Philippines. This is also happening there. Women are promised office jobs in Laos, but they don't even end up in Laos. They end up in Indonesia or somewhere else. It's not what they were promised. It's not what they thought they were getting at all. So the recruiters prey on these people because they are desperate and they were looking for every single opportunity to get out of poverty. So in Thailand, we have 3 safe houses, 28 girls, and 10 Christians. I'll just show you a couple of photos from our different locations. So this is Chiang Mai, Thailand. You can see the girls in the home there. We also have a location in Moktahan. Okay, there's Jackie at one of our safe houses in Mukdahan and Udon. So in Laos, we have 4 safe houses. I can't read on here, I'm sorry. 32 girls and 24 Christians. This is just another photo from our girls in Laos. In Nepal, we have 25 safe houses, 259 girls, and 105 Christians. So the Westbury Church of Christ is actively involved in our work. They provided money for all the girls in 2024 to get new clothing. Just some other photos of the girls. They attend Bible studies and worship at local congregations. If there is a gospel meeting, they also attend that. These are our girls in Philippines. We have 15 girls and 12 Christians. And just a quick photo of our girls at our Philippine location. So, of course, the girls are involved in Bible studies on a regular basis, not only in the safe houses, but at the local churches that are around their area. Here's some photos of baptisms. I've already given you the numbers for the different locations of baptized believers. Here's a photo of a baptism, and I believe this is in Nepal. It looks like they're using a large trash can, but we have to be resourceful at sometimes, whatever it takes. So within Nepal, or actually all our locations, we issue the girls their own personal Bible, and of course we encourage them to study on a daily basis and read their Bibles. When the girls are not in school, there are other activities. They do crafting, they also do gardening and other things. We have birthday parties for any girls that are celebrating a birthday that month. We also do sustainability efforts where they have the space and the weather is conducive. They grow vegetables and fruits. Also, one location grows mushrooms, and we also have a farm in Laos that helps produce food for some of the locations near it. In Nepal, we have a tailoring school. The girls learn how to measure someone, make the pattern, and of course sew the clothes. This is a 2-year program. They also get to practice. This is some of the younger girls at one of the houses. So while the girls are in training, they also make clothes for the other girls in the safe houses. This is a good opportunity for the younger girls to get some new clothes, and the older girls that are working in this trade to get some good practice in. So if they complete this 2-year program and graduate, we provide them with a sewing machine and all the materials they need to set up a seamstress business. For 3 months, we help supply them with their needs to get the business up and off the ground. Once this business is established, of course, they are much less vulnerable to human traffickers. They have their own income. They have their own business. They are no longer interested in going overseas. This is one of just of our recent graduates. We had 6 in our last program. They all graduated. We have other girls in the program now. We also do public education efforts, so we go to these impoverished villages and we try and teach them what these recruiters are doing. They're uneducated about these tactics. They believe the stories that they're going to be rich, they're going to get some kind of great job. So we try and educate them about these tactics of the recruiters. We also do disaster relief efforts, especially in Nepal, where they often have earthquakes. We provide blankets, clothing, food, these kinds of things for people suffering natural disasters. I'd like to tell you just a couple of quick success stories. Bimala is a 13-year-old girl from Nepal. Her mother left the family. Her stepfather tried to sell her into slavery. Luckily, her brother intervened, located one of our ministers. We were able to get her away, and she's now thriving at one of our safe houses. Ganga is another example. She was sold into slavery at age 8. She was bought and sold multiple times. She was abused by every so-called owner. We got her into one of our safe houses in 2016. She was baptized. She completed the 2-year sewing program. We set her up with a seamstress business. You can see the shop there on the left, her sewing shop. She is now married and to a Christian and has a baby girl. The photo on the extreme right is a photo from just about 2 weeks ago. One of our workers visited to check up on her, and you can see her daughter is growing and her business is still doing well. We also recently built a church building in Nepal. This is not normally part of our work, but these folks were meeting in the barn of a farmer, and he decided he wanted his barn back, but he would donate a small parcel of land if they wanted to build a building. Of course, they did not have the funds for that, but we supplied them with the funds for a little pink church. Perhaps not my choice in paint, but at least they do have a worship place now. So we feel this is important because our girls do attend the local congregations, and once, of course, they complete their service or time with us, they will need congregations to attend. So how can you as an individual or a congregation help this work? You can make a donation, you can sponsor a girl, of course you can pray for the girls, spread the word to others who might be interested. Perhaps if you'd like to go overseas short term, you can teach the Bible, teach English using the Bible. This is just, next slide is some contact information, but don't worry about trying to remember any of this. At the end of my presentation, I'll tell you how you can have some printed material to take home with you. So that is one mission effort that is going on in those 4 different countries. Now we are going to shift to the other mission effort that we're sharing with you this morning. That is Philippine Mission, Casa Esperanza of Angels. So Philippine Mission is our incorporation name here in the U.S. Casa Esperanza of Angels is the name we're incorporated in the Philippines. We have as our goal to seek and save the lost 2 avenues: the residential care and teaching of orphaned, abandoned, abused, and neglected children, and outreach to the community there around us in Tanjay City, where we're located. So in 2016, we purchased a 2-hectare piece of land. This is 4.94 acres. It was all sugarcane, not one single tree. The trees you see in the distance are on the back property line. And by the other photo, by 2017, we had harvested all the sugarcane. We have completed about half of the enclosure wall and are building the first children's home. In this Google Earth from 2023, you can see starting from the extreme right is our guardhouse at the entrance. We have our CEA Learning Center that was under construction at this time, but is now complete. I'll show you some photos of that. We have a playground. Our kids love to play, of course. We have 2 children's homes that are fully complete, operational. We have our laundry house where our house mothers can do large loads of laundry, linens, towels, that kind of thing. We have our staff and visitor housing that is under construction. We have our director's living quarters where my wife and I reside at least 6 months out of the year. We're there on the property, and a large portion of our property is dedicated to our sustainability program. So this is our CEA Learning Building. It was completed in June of 2024. Everything that happens as a group, of course, happens in this building now that we have it. We're very blessed with this building. Inside this building is a multi-purpose room. That's, of course, where we have our worship services, Bible studies. We do tutorials, all kinds of things that I'll tell you about with our kids. The photo on the right is our children enjoying their snacks for the 2024 Vacation Bible School. So in this building, as I mentioned, we have a multi-purpose room where everything happens as a group. We also do tutorials, as I mentioned. We do all kinds of activities with our kids. We also do movie nights for our kids. So our kids do not have phones or access to phones unless they need it for schoolwork, because we don't want our kids on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, video games, all these things that distract children extremely these days. So our children do not have phones, so we do movie nights for them a couple of nights a month, which they really, really enjoy. We also have a library and computer lab in this building. All our kids are enrolled in public schools, so they have lots of homework and things this library helps them accomplish. So we also have our licensed social workers in this building. We are required by law to have licensed social workers. They do our admissions, our discharge. They keep up with all the paperwork for the kids, birth certificates, medical records, school records, all these kinds of things. We also have a clinic in this building. It is a small clinic. We also have isolation rooms for boys and girls on either side of the clinic. Imagine having a home with 20-plus children and staff. If one gets sick, most likely everybody's going to get sick. So we use these isolation rooms. If a child has a contagious illness, we can separate them out for a few days in hopes that we don't get everyone in the home sick. So as I mentioned, we are a licensed and registered facility. The Philippine government is very happy for us to be there, provided we follow all the rules and regulations, which are quite extensive, but we do our very best to comply. Our boys' home there on the right was completed in 2018, has a maximum capacity of 16 boys, and it is full at this time. Our girls' home on the left was completed in 2020, and it has a maximum capacity of 24 girls. That house was financed by my father's organization, Save Asian Souls, and they do sponsor some of the girls in that home. So we don't really call our facility an orphanage because orphans are quite rare, so we accept children from a wide range of situations. We accept children between the ages of 3 and 14 years old. That's the age we accept them into the facility, but then we will keep them all the way through college, vocational school, whatever it is they would like to learn, in hopes that they can be self-sustaining at that time and leave the facility. We take children that are abandoned. We have a lot of children in this category because, unfortunately, Filipinos often have to seek work overseas. If they are a college graduate, they want to make a good living, they will have to travel overseas. There are hundreds of thousands of Filipinos all over the world working. Unfortunately, oftentimes when they leave the Philippines and find work elsewhere, they set up a new family where they have found work. They leave children behind in the Philippines where they don't return to. They leave them with an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent. Unfortunately, these people are not physically, mentally, or financially prepared to raise these children. So we end up with a lot of children that fall in this abandoned category. We also take children that are neglected. Not all children have wonderful parents. Sometimes they are neglected. We also take children that are abused physically, mentally, or sexually, provided they do not have an active court case. We also accept children from extreme poverty. We've already talked about poverty in the Philippines. It's quite rampant, especially in the rural mountainous areas. It's not unusual for a family to have 6 or 8 kids. They can barely feed themselves, much less the 6 or 8 kids. They can't send them to school. They're probably uneducated. They can't help them with homework. They can't even send them to a doctor or dentist when they need it. Lots of children in that situation. We also take children that are high-risk situations. This may mean that their family is involved in the illegal drug trade, or there's risk of rape or incest for a girl. So we actually have children from all these categories at our facility at this time. We have 37 children in our care. You can see our handsome young men and beautiful young ladies in this photo here. So our children, these are the homes that they come from. They come from homes made with bamboo, pieces of wood, weaved palm fronds, corrugated metal, anything that they can find. These are all squatters. They do not own the land that these homes are on. They find a remote location, build a home, and hope to stay as long as they can. None of these homes have running water. If they want water, they have to find a water source, haul it back to their house. Most of these houses will not also have any electricity. They do not have any kind of appliance or wonderful things that you have in your home. So they often will not even have furniture. They will have bamboo slat floors or dirt floors. That's where they will sleep, eat, everything right there on the floor. So these are very, very difficult situations to climb out of for children. The home on the extreme left, you can see they've cut some rice sacks and tacked that up, pretending that it's a wall of the house. We actually have 2 children from that home. These are just horrible conditions, very, very difficult to climb out of this and be successful in life. So we're trying to give these children a good chance, a hope at life. So at current time, we have, let me turn here, 14 children in elementary, 19 junior high, and 3 in senior high school. That's our children in their uniforms ready for school. So we have established a congregation on our property. It is open to the public. It is the only non-instrumental Church of Christ in Tanhi city of about 80,000 people. Incidentally, the island that we're on has a population of 1.6 million. So our full-time minister, Brother Dennis Bello, has his full-time work for him. He, of course, does our worship services, our Bible studies. He also does Bible studies with our kids in their homes different weeknights. He also does Bible studies on Saturday mornings with our kids. He also does song practice with our kids. They love to sing. They pick up songs really, really fast. Maybe you can get to our Facebook page and scroll through till you can find some videos of them singing. So when Brother Dennis is not there on the property, he's out in the community. He's trying to set up Bible studies and encouraging people to come to church worship services. So baptisms are, of course, the core initiative of our work. We're very blessed when we can baptize and save some souls. In 2020, we had 3 baptisms, 2021, 6 baptisms, and 2022, 3 baptisms. In 2024, we had 14 baptisms. So we plant the seed and God gives the growth. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time, so I believe that's why these children had been studying for a number of years, and many of them finally decided to put on Christ in baptism. So we don't baptize children just to give you a bunch of numbers. We take a lot of time with these children to really instruct them, make them fully understand the commitment they're making. So we don't take this very lightly. We're very blessed that this year we also had 2 more baptisms. 2 of our girls were baptized in July of this year. So baptizing is wonderful, but we're also trying to build church leaders. So our baptized boys are learning to lead prayers during service. They're serving on the Lord's table. We also have some older boys that, with Dennis's help, are learning how to prepare and deliver a devotional message at our Wednesday night devotions. We also have 2 boys that are learning to do song leading. So we feel this is really important, especially in the Philippines. Many of the churches do not have elders or deacons, so we need to be building up leaders in the church. Our girls, of course, are equally important. My wife does a Bible study with our girls every Saturday morning to teach them things that are important for young ladies, how to pick a mate, the woman's role in the home and in the church, modesty, all kinds of things that these young ladies need to learn. And as I mentioned, Dennis also does song practice with our kids every Saturday morning. We were very blessed this year in that we had 9 adults from Creekside Church of Christ in Greenville, Texas, came to help us do our 2025 Vacation Bible School with the theme of Gone Fishing, so stories about Jesus and fish. So we had a wonderful week doing singing songs, crafting, Bible lessons, games, all kinds of things. We invited children in from the public as well. We averaged 55 kids every day. It was a huge impact on our kids at the orphanage, at the facility, as well as reaching out to the kids in the community. Of course, our kids are like kids here in the U.S. They have Christmas break, spring break, all kinds of breaks when they're not in school. We do a lot of activities with them. They love sports, so we do sports competitions, crafting. They make things for their home, hot pad holders, rugs, all kinds of things. We do variety shows where they get an opportunity to show off whatever talent they think they have. It's a good chance for them to learn self-esteem and confidence. When they go back to school, we find that their teachers pick them to be leaders in the class because they're more confident than the other children. So we do all kinds of team building games, scavenger hunts, all kinds of things for these children to keep them busy on a regular basis. And of course, going forward, we will do our Vacation Bible School each and every year now that we have the proper facilities for that. We also have our own sustainability program. The kids are actively involved in this. Of course, they have chores in their house to help with meals, washing clothes, plates, things like that. But they also have chores out in our gardens. So these are good skills for them to learn. Could be very beneficial for them in their future life. All these photos are photos of things that we grow on our property. We're very lucky that we're in a tropical climate, so we have a large variety of bananas, fruit trees, papaya, pineapple, mango, all kinds of fruit trees that produce on a regular basis, as well as vegetables from our vegetable garden. We've also been raising poultry for a number of years. We've been doing geese, and we're also recently started raising chicken for meat. We'll also eventually, hopefully, raise chicken for eggs. We're also slowly digging a pond. We hope to raise fish as well. So we're doing everything we can to be as self-sustaining as possible to reduce our overhead. So reaching out to the community has been a big part of our work ever since 2016, before we had a facility. We were reaching out to the community, impoverished communities there around us. We generally provide them with the meal. We provide the children with flip-flops, clothing. Oftentimes we find that the children don't even have a toothbrush, so we give them some hygiene products, things like that. And then we put together a grocery pack for the family to take home, put Bible tracts in with that, and then we follow up with them later to try and set up Bible studies. For this year in 2025, we did an outreach to 7 families. You can see the thatched roof homes that they're living in there. I did peek inside one of the homes. There was basically nothing there, just wood slat where they sleep on the wood. So we give them away clothing, sometimes little toys for the kids. In this instance, we also gave them some of our mattresses and pillows that have deteriorated past our standards. And even though they know these things are secondhand, they're very, very happy to have them because they're struggling just for basic necessities on a day-to-day basis. As I mentioned, I looked inside and there were no mattresses, there were no pillows in their house. So I'm sure they're very happy to have gotten those. So what's next for us? We are, as I mentioned earlier, building our staff and visitor housing. This building has 6 separate apartment spaces in it. Our staff likes to stay on the property 24 hours a day. We are caring for children around the clock, so our staff only go home when they have a day off, so we need additional staff housing. We also have 2 units in this that are dedicated to overseas guests. Perhaps if you'd like to come visit us, we may have a spot there on the property for you to stay. We're also planning our older boys residence building. If you remember from the Google Earth image, our 2 children's homes are side by side. We have a boys' home and a girls' home. As our boys get a little bit older, we would like to move them to the very end of the property, very, very far away from our girls' home. So as they get older, we need to move them a greater distance, and we have a place for that at the back of our property. Our older boys will also provide a smaller room with a bed, individual boys, so as they get into senior high and college, they will have their own space, a little more privacy as they get older. We'll also do that for our girls, as we have 2 spaces beside the 2 children's homes, 2 more homes. We'll also do the same thing for our girls as they get older. So how can you help as an individual or a congregation? We ask for sponsors for our children. We ask for $35 a month to sponsor a child. That's only $420 a year. But the most important thing and the bottom line of everything we do is teach them about God and hope to save their soul and give them that hope of heaven one day. $420 is a very, very small price to pay in 1 year to save a child and a soul. We also take one-time donations in any amount. Don't think that your donation, even though you say, I don't have much to give, not helpful. Everything is helpful. It all adds up. And we appreciate each and every donation. We also like quarterly and monthly support. That way we know how much is coming in and can budget our money more effectively. We also don't like to talk about it, any of us, but we're all leaving this earth one day. Perhaps you would like to leave a legacy donation in your will. We also take stocks. We have a donor in Lebanon, Tennessee that has donated stocks that continues to make money for us. And if you were by chance to have some Delta Sky Miles you could donate, that may assist us in our travel expenses. Maybe you say, Mr. Brown, I cannot help. Financially, I just can't do anything. But there's many other ways you can help. Of course, you can pray for us as well as our children. That is free and a wonderful, powerful thing. If you have some old books, donated books, we could donate books, Bible study material. If you have children's clothes, sports equipment, there's all kinds of things that may be gathering some dust in your home that you would like to give away to a good cause. You can even come visit us, help with the Vacation Bible Schools, do some evangelism in the community if you're so inclined to do that. If you have some things you'd like to give, you can ship that to our Georgia address, and we can repack it and send it on to the Philippines from there. So think about that as a way to help. We also are looking for some additional people to help us. We would like to have a couple here in the U.S. that would travel to the Philippines while my wife are here in the U.S. reporting to churches. You can do Bible studies with the kids, spend some time there in the Philippines. You can also just supervise the work and make sure that things are going well while we're away. If that's something you'd be interested in, talk to us. My mother also helps us with our work. She does the assigning of sponsors to children. It is a part-time job. She does it at home, but she is getting elderly and she would like to find someone that can take over that work before she gets ill or can no longer do it. If that is something you're interested in, please contact us. This is our website and Facebook page, but don't think you have to remember because I'm going to tell you how you can have some printed material to take home. But we hope you will visit our website to find out more about our programs and services. Also, our Facebook page. There's lots of good, fresh videos. We post there quite frequently. If you're on Facebook, please check that out. You can also contact me by email if you have other questions or things you would like to know about the work. My wife has set up a display in the foyer. We hope that after service this morning, you'll take a few moments. There's some photos back there. There's also sign-up sheets. So you can sign up this morning to sponsor a child for Save Asian Souls or for Philippine Mission. Remember, these are two separate mission efforts. You could also sign up to receive newsletters. We send out newsletters every month. You can sign up for that. We'll shoot that email out to you every month. We can mail it to you if you don't have email, so don't think that will restrict you. Also on that page, on that display back there, are brochures. So pick up a brochure for Save Asian Souls, also for Philippine Mission, because on the back of the brochure is all our contact information, our websites, our phone numbers, email addresses, everything's right there. So be sure to pick up a brochure. Take that home. You won't have to remember anything except for where the brochure is. You'll have all that information for you at home. We're so thankful this morning that you've given us this opportunity to share about these two works. My wife and I will be in the foyer following the service this morning. If you have other questions, we'll be happy to answer any of your questions this morning. So thank you for your time. I believe I have a couple of minutes. Does anyone have a question you would like me to answer just quickly this morning?
How do you find the children that you get from your safe houses? Do they come from the government, or do you just locate them as you're going around the town?
Okay, so for Save Asian Souls, we have ministers all over that are always out in the community looking for children that need help, girls particularly, for Save Asian Souls. For us in Philippine Mission, we get referrals from government. City may just contact us and say, we have these kids, they look like they're in really bad situation, can you help them? Sometimes just a citizen that said, these kids live next door to me, it's a horrible condition, can you help them? That kind of thing. So we will send out social workers, they will do a case study, they will find everything they can about the child, about the family. Does the child have a birth certificate? Are they enrolled in school? Do they have any physical disabilities? They will find out everything they can and then present that information to me. I will then review it, decide whether I think the kid can be successful in our programs or not, whether we will accept them or not. We do run into a lot of problems in the Philippines. We run into children that don't have a birth certificate. We cannot enroll them in school without a birth certificate. We can get one, but it will take about 6 months. We also run into problems with people thinking, why would these people take our children and send them to school for free? There must be some kind of hidden agenda. We're going to sell the children, we're going to harvest their organs. So they get some of these mixed up feelings. And people sometimes just have too much pride. I don't want to send my kid there. I can take care of my child even when it's obvious they cannot. So we do run into a lot of hurdles, but we try to handpick our kids that want to be successful. They have an ambition in life, and then we believe that they can be successful. So my time is up. Thank you so much this morning. As I said, we'll be in the back following the service if you have other questions. Thank you very much this morning.
Thank you, Brother Brown. I apologize for that mic.
It's okay.
That is a brand-new system. All right, that's why it's doing it what it did. I don't know. Anybody have another question for Ron before we dismiss? Janita?
It's called a republic. It's very similar to the U.S. style of government. Senators, congressmen, all that kind of thing. They do break down the government in the local level. It's broken down into smaller. They have what's called a barangay. For us, that might be considered like a big neighborhood. Well, he will know everyone in that neighborhood. If there's a dispute, he tries to settle it before it goes to the police. So he's like the neighborhood police.
Anybody else have a question? Thank you, Brother Brown,
Okay,
for coming.
thank you.
And telling us about this work. It sounded like a great work, and wish you the best, and you'll definitely be in our prayers.
Thank you, sir.
Next Sunday, we'll be studying giving from our book, and in a few seconds, you'll be dismissed.